It is evident that there is a two-tiered justice system in this country. I, along with an overwhelming number of Americans, am tired of all the talk and no action. Everyday Americans are penalized when they do not comply with subpoenas. Yeah, we know some people are in prison for that, like Steve Bannon and Navarro.
My question is, for those Democrats that are blatantly saying that Joe Biden is not there and cannot run, you should be supporting this. Why are you allowing your party to bully you?
And so we're investigating her responsibilities. We want to know what she does. What does she do in his office? Officials in the Biden administration now facing congressional scrutiny for their involvement in the Biden health cover-up. He has told us himself he has a problem with his brain. He says he's joking. We know he's not. But now Congress wants answers. What did the doctors know? What did the cabinet know? What are they doing to bubble wrap the Oval Office to make sure that our Parkinson's president doesn't do something traumatic to himself? But this is what's happening. Luna says we have to get to the bottom of the truth of Joe Biden's capacity. One way we can do that is by getting our hands on those Her Report audio tapes that Merrick Garland has been hiding from us for a long time now. Luna is now saying it's time to hold Garland accountable and hold him in inherent contempt. She dropped this press release, said, today, Congressman Anna Paulina Luna released the following statement. She writes, it is evident that there is a two-tiered justice system in this country. I, along with an overwhelming number of Americans, am tired of all the talk and no action. Everyday Americans are penalized when they do not comply with subpoenas. Yeah, we know some people are in prison for that, like Steve Bannon and Navarro. After seeing what has transpired over the last 3 weeks, I am convinced that Merrick Garland is engaged in a cover-up that goes all the way to the White House and involves the House of Representatives, saying inherent contempt is the only mechanism that can be used to force compliance with subpoenas. And the Hur tapes, where Joe Biden sat down with Robert Hur and Robert Hur decided not to charge him with any crimes for his classified documents because he said he was a confused elderly old man. There was no mens rea, no capacity there to charge him. We want to hear those audio tapes because we know the transcripts don't match the audio, obviously. They edited out all the ums, the ers, the repeat lines, so it's not real. But he says it's not just an issue of national security. We have to know what our president is capable of, as it is evident that Joe Biden is impaired, but it's now become a criminal, organized effort to usurp Congress as a co-equal branch of government. It's now shifted from just, oh, Joe Biden maybe not be like at the top of his game, to Joe Biden is really incapacitated, to Joe Biden is allowing him to continue in office and to cover all of the truth up to the rest of the public is criminal. It's a conspiracy. And it is like gross negligence, right? You actually need to do something about it. You just cannot allow a bad situation to continue when you have a legal obligation to avoid that. So Luna is saying, all right, he now has a legal obligation to comply with the subpoena. Congress has a valid reason, much more valid now than ever. I mean, the debate performance, I think, made the necessity of the Hur audio tapes even more compelling. They were in the first place, but now Robert Hur has been vindicated. Joe Biden clearly doesn't have capacity. And so that's why we got to hear the truth on what's on the tapes. Now, she also dropped this explaining why this is the only way to hold Garland accountable. She wrote, Congress has the inherent authority to enforce compliance with its mandates as recognized historically. Anderson versus Dunn case established the foundation for broader interpretations of Congress's contempt powers. Says the Debt Collection Improvement Act also allows for garnishing the salaries of non-compliant officials, saying Section 713 of the Financial Services and Appropriations Act also provides the authority to do that, and these measures are necessary. So, I mean, look, if the executive branch can cobble together a fake provision for Jack Smith's enforceability for his office that doesn't even exist, well, then Congress, I think, can interpret these accordingly and hold him in inherent contempt. Now, the truth of the matter is this will not be anything that results in incarceration, and Miss Luna is confirming that for us. Mike Benz, you know who he is, great analyst on X, says, Dear Luna, can you please confirm that the $10,000 a day fine must be paid by Garland personally, right? Not the DOJ. The DOJ is not going to pay for it, meaning we're paying for it. Want to make sure the taxpayers aren't doing this. She says, I can confirm this. I can also confirm that there was an attempted to block this resolution by calling it a bill of attainder, which is not even applicable here. I have a graphic with a legal argument that she'll deal with later. Bill of attainder is a legislative, you pass a statute, in other words, to punish somebody. This is not that at all. They issued a subpoena. They have inherent contempt power. They're just exercising that under powers of Congress. So those are the details. Luna was explaining this today and how this is all going to go down. Here is what she shared with us on her X account. Representative Luna.
Voting on two things today. The first thing is a SAVE Act, which will secure federal elections, but we are also going to be voting on inherent contempt. Now, I want to talk about inherent contempt for a moment. Remember, I'm one member, and if you guys could see what I have seen over the last couple of weeks in regards to the orchestrated effort to prevent this from coming to the floor, you guys would be horrified. I do believe that starting in the House, going all the way up to the White House, that there is an absolute cover-up in regards to Joe Biden's cognitive ability and then also to holding Merrick Garland accountable. Remember, Remember, Merrick Garland is supposed to be the head law enforcement officer, and he has broken the law, and yet there are people that are generally trying to say that he should get a pass. Why? Regular Americans will go to jail for a lot less than this, and yet he's walking free. So that's my first thing. The second thing is that we've vetted this. There's Supreme Court statute. There is case law that backs up everything that we're doing. So it is well within our constitutional authority. My question is, for those Democrats that are blatantly saying that Joe Biden is not there and cannot run, you should be supporting this. Why are you allowing your party to bully you? Voting on...
They don't want Congress to have the power that they've claimed historically, really. I mean, what happened with the January 6th Select Committee was they had a friendly DOJ. So Congress sent the subpoena to Bannon and to Navarro. Trump invoked executive privilege, so they responded to it, said we can't comply. So then Cheney sent it over to Garland. Garland enforced it. Same thing has happened. The same parties are in place. We have Congress, we have the DOJ, we have a person who got a subpoena and who's not responding or not complying with it. Except now the DOJ is not enforcing it against themselves, and Garland is escaping justice. There's a double standard. There are two tiers of justice that happen here. And so Donald Trump came out. He supports Miss Luna. He says, I agree with Anna Paulina Luna and the many House members who think Merrick Garland should be held in inherent contempt for refusing to release the Biden tapes, even though they were subpoenaed. Says the House Republicans should also subpoena Jack Smith and look at his illegal investigation of me immediately. And they should pass the SAVE Act immediately to stop illegals from voting in our election. Says Republicans must get tough about stopping weaponization and cheating. They may just be coming for me in my elections today, but they will soon be coming for all the Republicans very soon if they succeed. From Trump. And so Republicans are digging in. The Oversight Committee also sent this out, saying that they were going to be subpoenaing others involved in the cover-up. Chairman James Comer has subpoenaed 3 key White House staff members who are reportedly running interference for Joe Biden. They're doing the president's job for him while he is declining. According to one former Biden aide, these 3 employees have created, quote, a protective bubble around the president, and he is staffed so closely that he's lost all independence. Not even a real president. President Biden is clearly unfit for office, they say, yet his staff is hiding the truth. So we want to get to the bottom of it. Here, key White House staff must come forward. And so here's one letter to Ashley Williams. It's about Ashley Williams. Says, pursuant to the president's terrible debate performance, many have voiced concerns. And so we're investigating her responsibilities. We want to know what she does. What does she do in his office? That one's for Ashley Williams, special assistant. This one is for Annie Tomasini, deputy chief of staff. Okay, so not Jeff Zients, but the number 2. And then the last one, they want Annie also to appear for a deposition. And then lastly, they want Anthony Bernal also to appear. He is senior advisor to the First Lady. So Jill Biden's number 2, senior advisor, deputy chief of staff, and special assistant to the president and deputy director of Oval Office operations, all getting demands for depositions from Congress. And so we do know that the House is voting on the contempt stuff. And when they have a vote on it and a decision, we'll unpack what it means and what happens next. Of course, we hope you join us as we do. Thank you for subscribing, my friends, wherever it is you're watching this. Thanks for liking this video. Thanks for inviting someone to come over here and join us when we go live so that we can attend to this business together. We're looking forward to seeing you and them right back here on the next one.